working now. And I realized last week I didn't have both chats in my view, so I'm sorry if I missed some chats from YouTube. But I'm going to make sure today I pop it out. Hi, everybody. Okay, hold on. Too many thingies. This here. I'm just getting set up, but we read through a set of diaries from 1903 together every week. So we're just continuing with that. Hey, Valentina. All right. My chat is lagging a little bit, I think. But... Okay, so we're going to start with June 4th today. Ralph hasn't been writing. He had a few blank days. I think June 4th is also blank for him. But we can start with Georgia's. You're reading a 1904 diary. The writer goes to the World's Fair. So interesting. Yeah, that's awesome. And I bet, well, there's definitely lots of newspaper articles and different news sources you could see about the World's Fair. So that's cool that you can look those things up and read the diary of the person who experienced it. It's very cool. Joining for the first half hour until you have to go home. Sounds good. Okay. Then I'll get started right away so you don't miss anything good. Hey, Sarah. Oh, yeah, Library of Congress. Hey, Penny. We have 2 new diary detectives. I haven't heard from them on Patreon, so if you guys are here, let me know, because I want to help you get into the Discord if you want to be there. Nancy and M. I don't know if you guys are here now. Maybe I'll mention it again like halfway through the live, but we're excited to have you. And it can be easy to miss those emails from Patreon, so I want to make sure that you guys get into our group. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and hey, Sarah, I don't know if I said hi. I did read your name pop up, and I think I was in the middle of saying something else. Okay. This is, oh, I wanted to show, this is what I was going to do. I wanted to show a picture of Ralph. So this is the man who wrote one of the diaries that we're reading. His fiance Georgia wrote the other one. And yeah, see, that shows you, Sarah, where my brain is right now. Long day at school. I don't even remember. Well, hi times 2. Georgia is his fiance. They're going to be married in December of 1903, so we'll actually get to read that in the diary when we finally get there. We don't have a picture of her, though, unfortunately. Hopefully someday we'll get one. We'll connect with a family member or dig something up online. I don't know. We've really searched and searched, but nothing yet. So on June 4th, 1903, Georgia got up at 6:40. Took Papa out to work with horse. We do have a picture of her dad also. This is her dad, so that's who Papa is. And he's an engineer in the city of Waterloo, so she kind of carts him around on her horse, in her horse and carriage. And she does the same thing for Ralph, too. She's the family chauffeur. Went to office a while. Helped with dinner. Oh, you can't see Papa? Sorry. He is... You know what? You probably couldn't see my mouse. He's right here. Or you mean you couldn't see the text? No, you could see the text. Did you see his picture now? We don't know what Georgia looks like, sadly. Hopefully we will find a picture of her. But we've searched, like, we couldn't find anything for the wedding. There were no pictures in the newspaper or anything. It was a little early for that, I think, in 1903. A little bit later, there would be more pictures of events and people in the newspaper. Hey, Maria, I saw your name pop up. Yeah, so unfortunately, we don't have a picture of her. We do have Ralphie pics. We have a lot of them. So there's Ralph. This is actually the same year that this diary was written. In TikTok, some of the screen is hidden. try to, some of my slides I know here are a little bit cut off. Try rotating your phone. If your phone is rotated and it's still messed up, I don't know. I do have it kind of cropped though so that everything fits. I could drag it. Oh no, that won't work. That's on TikTok. I could fiddle with things. If it's a problem for many people, just let me know. I know, Maria, so have we. Scouring the internet, please. I hope you find one. In the past, we have like had certain people in our research that we haven't been able to find, and then all of a sudden we'll find a picture of them. So it's not impossible, but we have like, how many diary detectives are there? There's like 17 of us, and I think we've all taken a turn scouring. Yeah, exactly. Only the men get pictures. Happens a lot. You would think though, because he was the mayor, and we've had this conversation in the Patreon group quite a few times because it's very frustrating. You'd think because he was the mayor, there would be some pictures of him attending mayoral events, things, and, you know, there are pictures of him, as you can see here, but you'd think there'd be one with his wife there, too. But there isn't. There aren't. Not that we can find. It's possible that there are some other newspapers, though, that aren't available on the databases that I'm using, so it's not, like, it's not, impossible. And they definitely mention, even in this diary, taking a bunch of pictures. Like, every once in a while, he'll be like, oh, went to take pictures, or Georgia went to get a picture taken. So it's not like they were extremely camera shy. I think we just haven't come across them. Anyways, helped with dinner. Went to Depot to meet Nellie. Nellie, Return of Nellie, I love it. Nellie R? Maybe Nellie is, her last name is R? I don't know. Or and R, because it could be Ralph, but we'll see. I don't know if Ralph will write on June 4th. Usually if we're unsure if something involves him, he'll mention it, and we'll be able to, like, figure it out, but he doesn't, for some reason he has, like, 5 blank days. But train late, so came back to dinner and then went again. Nellie and I went downtown, helped with supper, hitched, and went over a river for a drive and up to Grandpa. Usually Grandpa's, I think that's what she wrote. Played Flinch a while when we came home. Flinch is a card game that they have been obsessed with and they play almost every day. Went to bed at 10:30. I actually bought a copy for myself. Lots of you already saw this, but I was inspired and I bought a 1904 set of Flinch cards. Me and Ian have played a couple of times, but not too many times. In our free time, we've been watching Lost. That's what we've been doing. No time for Flinch. We watch Lost. Anyone ever watch that show? Don't spoil it. But we're on the 2nd season. We just started the 2nd season, and it's weirder than I thought it would be. All right, I'm going to check on Ralph, but I think he didn't write on the 4th. No, so he was blank. What modern game is closest to Flinch? Oh, someone had said, I actually am like really not well versed with card games at all. Someone, is it Skipbo? I don't know. Someone told me in the chat that it reminded them of, you always run out of steam in season 4 of Lost. Oh, really? Oh, I hope I don't run out of steam. It's pretty good. What modern, oh, you already asked that. Okay, let's see. This is what the cards look like. And it's so that you can read it upside down or right side up. And the goal is to make, it's kind of like solitaire, but like more fast paced and with 2 or more players. You have to make, with the cards in your hand, like piles that go from, yes, and we talked about dominoes too. It kind of looks like dominoes. You have to make piles that start at, like, they go from 1 to 15. it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but it's pretty simple, like, once you get the hang of it. You're making the piles, and you try to complete the piles, and then you also are trying to, like, get rid of your extra cards and stuff, but I honestly, I don't know, like, any card game, so I wouldn't know what to compare it to. I always, when I was growing up, I just always thought card games, I never even, like, tried to play them, but I thought they would be boring, because cards aren't, like, fun to look at or anything. I was wrong. I'm sure card games are really fun, but I just never played them much. I'm a flinch expert now. Yeah, definitely. Or Georgia is. I'm like a flinch, kinda, maybe know how to play, but not really. Modern version, a mix of Uno and Dominoes. Yeah, and I've played Uno, but it's not like how Uno is kind of, it's turn taking and the card you put down like affects everybody else. It's not really like that. It's kind of like you're both simultaneously trying to finish those piles and get rid of your cards, and I guess there is turn taking, but it's different. And there aren't any action cards like Uno. My family likes that game. Have you missed a lot? I don't really know. Last week, it's really hard to keep track because we don't really get through many days at a time. Last week we only read like 5 days, but we had great conversation. We ended up finding out, where was it? There was a sewer. So there was a lot of rain for Georgia and Ralph, and they were talking about some sewer. We couldn't read the word, so it took us forever to like figure out what the word said. And it's the dry run sewer. And there ended up, we realized that we had mentioned this sewer before. We'd come across it in our research. I'll show you after I'm grabbing the picture. This sewer is actually famous. It's the dry run sewer because when it opened, they did a banquet inside the sewer. So this is a picture from that, and it was in 1903. When he mentioned that, we were like, oh my God, can you imagine if he went to that banquet? And he didn't, but it would have been cool. He was away at school, so Ralph didn't go, but I feel like Georgia's dad probably did, because we found out that Georgia's dad actually, where is the picture? There's a picture of him that's from an article. It's this one. So this picture is actually from an article about the dry run sewer, like about the people who were in charge of building it. So it's kind of funny that it kind of came full circle, but yeah, that's a nice picture of her dad. Who was president in 1903? Well, they were talking about Roosevelt. Which Roosevelt was it? 1903. It wasn't Teddy Roosevelt, I think. Oh no. Yeah. Wait, it was Teddy Roosevelt. So, it was, the conversation was that someone was asking about Eleanor Roosevelt, and we were confused between Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Theodore Roosevelt, but it was Theodore Roosevelt. Can you tell I'm obsessed with, what are you obsessed with? The Diary? Oh, me too. Same. Why having banquets in sewer tunnels? I don't know. It's such a strange thing. I think it started off as a joke. Jen had sent an article last week. I think that's what it had said. It had started out as a joke, and then they just went with it. And they made a lot of money. But the sewer wasn't, like, running yet. It was before it was open. Okay, well, ooh, a circus day. That's cool. We could definitely look this up. Circus day. Wallace Brothers. Oh, she even tells us what circus. That's cool. Got up at 5. That's really early. Went to see Circus Unload. Ooh, this is reminding me. Anyone read the book Water for Elephants? This is reminding me of that. Helped with breakfast dishes. Hitched up at 9:30 and went over the river. Got back in time to see something parade. Went and got meat for dinner. What do we think that says? It's not the. I was thinking maybe ST. I don't think it's ST though. O S. I'm trying to look for another S that connects to a T. Okay, so this would be an S to a T, so it's definitely not ST. That wouldn't even make sense. But ET, it looks like she has a period there, so it probably is like a abbreviation. To see something parade. It could be ST. Street parade? Yeah, maybe street parade. Went, oh, down below too. Okay, I'll get there in a second. Went and got meat for dinner. Yeah, and then she capitalizes it there too. So it probably is street parade, ST. Went to office and got Ralph and came back to see street parade. Then drove up around the grounds and, oh, probably the street parade of the circus. Like, they probably unloaded and then paraded around the city a little bit. We don't know for sure 100% if they're engaged. I gotta go up and read some comments too because I saw some were coming in, but I'm just guessing because we know that they get married in December of 1903. We didn't have a diary from either of them in 1902, so they could have been engaged in 1902. They could have gotten engaged. They haven't mentioned it yet in this diary. So I guess if they mention, oh, Ralph proposed, then we know that they weren't engaged yet, but I'm just assuming because I know that they will be married, so it would be really cool if we do come across him proposing to her. That would be awesome. But I don't know. Back in 1903, I don't know if engagements were really long or really short in general. I know it varies, like, even nowadays, but I don't really know what to assume there. I won't sleep. There's a massive spider in my room, and I don't know where it went. Oh, that's the worst. That's worse than, like, it jumping on you, not knowing where it went. How can you not read ahead? It helps that I'm a very busy person. I feel like if I had nothing to do, I would be reading ahead. But, yeah, and I do look forward to reading it for the first time with you guys. It's fun. Sometimes it's tough when we're, like, in the middle of something very juicy. Like, for example, when we were in the Weatherman Diaries, and I am also streaming on YouTube. I should be, hopefully. When we were in the Weatherman Diaries, there was a lot of, like, mystery in the beginning. First of all, who was the writer? We had no idea. Like, this one we started off with at least some knowledge about the writers. So it was fun to, like, every time we read it, we would get more pieces of the puzzle, and it was really hard not to read ahead because I wanted more pieces. And then also when he was having his medical mystery, so he just stopped writing, like, out of nowhere. And we noticed his handwriting got worse before he stopped writing. And then when the writing came back, it was somebody else writing. And at that point, we didn't know who it changed to. It was, like, obviously a different person. So that was kind of, like, difficult not to read ahead, I guess. But I don't know. I guess I'm just now used to doing this once a week. And this is, like, it's fun. Because if I read ahead, then this would be boring, I think, for me. Then drove up around the grounds and stopped to Grandpa's. It does, though, sometimes it's annoying not reading ahead because I don't know what's coming, and I also sometimes can't figure out what the words say. So sometimes it's a little embarrassing to struggle on TikTok Live, but that's okay. You guys are all very nice. You were here for the Weatherman, yes. And stopped to Grandpa's a while. This also doesn't help that I keep looking back. Are you new? Is that what you're saying? Hi, I'm new. What I do. Hi, I'm what I do. You might have to rephrase that. I keep losing my spot in the entry. Grandpa's a while. Home to dinner. How do you stop yourself from reading when taking pictures of the pages? I don't know what that means. How do I stop myself reading it? So I take, usually, again, because I'm very busy, when I get home from work on my streaming days, I'm kind of like rushing around getting ready for the stream. And usually that's when I realize, oh crap, I don't have pictures taken of the next month. So I snap the pictures like really quick, so I don't even really have time. Sometimes though, I do, like, I can't help it. When you look at a word, you like automatically read it. So sometimes I'll notice, that, I'm not sure, Ronette Stan, I'm not sure what it's distracting me though. So, okay, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Someone help me. Yeah, I think so, maybe. I was just like, hovering over it to try, but honestly, I'm like really bad at it, and I don't know how. I know a few of you who are my moderators know how to do it. On the computer, it's kind of difficult. So if anyone knows how to do that, please do that. Thank you. Yeah, that totally distracted me. Oh, so sometimes when I'm taking the pictures, I'll notice patterns. Like, I'll notice if a name is mentioned a lot of the time, or sometimes if it's a shorter entry, I'll, like, automatically read it. Yeah, that was weird. Okay. Home to dinner. Gotta find it. And then drove up to Grandpa's. Doesn't help that she mentions, like, the same names in this entry over and over again. I can never find my spot. Again. And then drove up to Grandpa's and stayed all day. Or stayed, no. After dinner? Oh, all afternoon. All afternoon. Till after supper. I forgot, dinner is lunch. Till after supper. Came home, went downtown, then R and I took Nellie over to J. Ooh. Gardner? Gardner's on West Side. That's talking about the west side of Waterloo. And then we came back. Okay, we went to Circus in the evening. And Chet and Myrtle went with us. Okay, she's mentioned Myrtle before, and I wasn't able to find her, I don't think. I think I was able to find Mabel, but not Myrtle. So I'm going to write down, I don't know if Chet was mentioned with Myrtle before, so we can definitely add that to our search, and maybe we'll find her. Event with us. Had a good time. Went to bed at 11. She went to bed pretty early considering all of the things she did that day. So I'm going to go to the newspaper and look up the circus. We're in June 1903 in Waterloo. Oh, nice. I'm on your TV. Love it. That makes me a little bit, I don't know what the word would be. Camera shy, I guess. Laundress bets her money. Oh, that's not in her city, though. That's a different city. Okay, so we want... Maybe we'll narrow it down. We'll look on the 5th. Greek showman gets in trouble in this city. Oh, no. Would not pay for copying work and loses letters. No afterwards endeavors. So he must be in the show. George Heraclides, the Greek strongman with the Wallace show, came near deserting that organization in Waterloo. First, of his own free will, and second, because he got Too gay in an East Side office. That means happy or too excited in this day and age, and came near being placed under arrest. George, who is about as homely as the Almighty, could make him without taking particular pains in this direction. What? He dresses in the fantastic costume of the ancient Greeks, but notwithstanding this fact, he is about as far removed from the representations of the classic people of that ancient country as anything could well be. He's about as dirty a specimen of the human race as would be seen in 100 years. That's so rude. He became very abusive in the office and was ordered to get out. Oh my god. Oh, yikes. Okay, well anyways. That guy did not have a good time at the circus. I want to know about the circus, not just about this guy. Maybe we can find like an announcement of when the circus is gonna be. It's Wangler. I'll just write Wallace Circus, maybe here. '20th Century Circus. The Great Wallace shows are advertised to appear in Waterloo Friday, June 5th. They advertise that they will present a certain new and marvelous acts. They name the performers, picture, and describe the act, and people can go to the show expecting to see everything as advertised. I wonder what... Oh, thanks, Jen. I wonder what they are advertising. That's what I want to find. Oh, Jen sent some articles. Okay, here's the... Oh, it's... Okay, hold on. It's downloading instead. It's a PDF. I gotta let it work. I have to change my default browser. For some reason, my computer updated, and now it thinks I want to look at Microsoft Edge. And everything opens in a different browser. Here. The path of the circus man is not one of roses this spring. There has been altogether too much dampness for comfort and profit. Yesterday's Wallace Circus show at West Union, and last night one of the big wagons used in hauling the tent poles sunk nearly out of sight into the mud. Oh, there has been a lot of rain. Okay, let's open this one now. I'm saving these because we can add them to the document. Let's see, can I zoom in? Oh no, someone lost a lot of money. A farmer. Let's make sure you guys can actually see this. Okay, yeah. According to reports of those who were visitors to the Wallace sideshow yesterday, there was something doing in the way of gambling, and suckers were more numerous than blackbirds on a newly plowed field. It appears that there were 4 schemes whereby the unwary were fleeced of their hard-earned cash. Oh, that's sad. The mud flood? I don't know anything about the mud flood. Tell me about it. But I know that Ralph had been writing a lot about the rain. And then here's another article. Circus Day in Waterloo. 2 big performances. Let's see. Oh, that's coffee. About coffee and what it does. The Wallace Circus, which seems to grow in favor with the Waterloo people each year, is now paying its annual visit. Came to this city from West Union, where it showed yesterday, to packed tents. The cars were run over the Illinois Central tracks directly to the showgrounds, and there the unloading and putting up the big tents went forward with the speed and precision that is one of the marvels of circus life to the uninitiated. Again, makes me think of Water for Elephants. And then here's one more. Or no, this is the last one. It's the same one. Okay, cool. I'll save these articles and add them onto the website. Okay. Did I miss anything? Oh, is that what? Thanks, Heather. I just skim. So they copied his letter, but he didn't have the money to pay, and then he got all flabbergasted, and he almost got arrested. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Does Ralph write? Yeah. Okay. So he writes on the 5th. He writes about the circus. Rain got up at 5 also. Nellie and I, Georgia, or Nellie and I and Georgia went to see circus unload. Went to office after breakfast. Georgia came after meat. 11. And we saw parade and circus grounds. Worked in office in PM. Cement testing. Went to circus. With Chet. And he doesn't write Myrtle's name, but I'm assuming he means Chet and Myrtle, but in evening. Received something which was not a good fit. Oh, received suit, which was not a good, thanks Penny, a good fit. That's sad. That must take a lot more effort nowadays to return a suit that doesn't fit. It's not Amazon. The link is a parade with 750 horses. Is that in the link? I have to log into, because it's on stupid Microsoft Edge. I think I gotta add that to my list because I'll forget to do it. I want to just look at it. Okay. Is this the one? Oh, the parade here. One of the special features of the Wallace show is its parade. All shows make more or less of a specialty, but Mr. Wallace tries to be in a class by himself. He succeeds too. The most noticeable feature is his parade is the magnificent lot of horses. There are more of them, and they are in better shape, look better in every way than do those of any other circus on the road, and this is without any disparagement to the others. 750 horses, that's crazy. How, I want to see pictures. Like, I wonder if we could find Wallace Brothers Circus. Maybe we could find some, like, was it Brothers? No, I think it was just, did she say Brothers? Yeah, it is Wallace Brothers. Well, there's Hagenbeck and Wallace. Maybe they combined. The Wallace shows. Cool. This must be it. This is Library of Congress too, so we should be able to actually open this image up. That's cool. Hold on, I gotta make sure I can see you guys. Yep. I think suits were all custom tailored, probably. Maybe they got it wrong, or maybe they like start with a certain size and then you get it fitted. That many horses is ridiculous. The feed cost would be too high. Yes, I know. That does sound ridiculous, but the Great Wallace shows. Colossal 3-ring circus, 2 elevated stages. Do they have the parade listed? No. Museum and menagerie. Finest horses. Yep, horses of any show on earth. The highest class circus in the world. That is cool. The circus trains crashed and there's a memorial? Where? Oh my god. It was in 1903. Wait. This wasn't, they didn't mention this in the Water for Elephants, did they? Because they mentioned some, I remember in that movie, it probably wasn't this, but it was a circus disaster. But I don't think it was a train. I think it was like a stampede. And I don't know if it was real either. But it just reminded me of that. Oh my god. Rear end collision. 23 people died and twice as many people were injured. Several animals were killed. Oh no! An elephant! The elephant? Wow, that must have been like a really high-speed crash. Oh no. The brakes failed. The engine crashed into the rear of the front train with terrific force. Oh no. In the rear car of the first section were sleeping circus employees who had no warning of the danger. 10 or 15 of these men were killed and a number seriously injured. A temporary hospital was set up at the hotel. Oh my god. That's horrible. That's horrific. The fire whistle sounded and every physician and nurse summoned and quick preparations made to care for the suffering. 17 people were killed instantly. Oh my god. And now there's a monument there, yeah. Oh, thanks for telling me, guys. I wouldn't have realized. Fake news, no way. Did the circus, I wonder, keep going? Or did that end that? What does it say in here? That's crazy. Okay, 1903 Wallace Circus. Let's see what else we can find on it. There's even pictures. That's so cool. A list of circus train wrecks. So I guess, okay, I'll search that. Wallace Brothers Parade Horses. Is this them? Another one. So yeah, it must have Hagenbeck Wallace. Is that the same one? This says the Great Wallace Brothers and Hagenbeck, so unless there was another one that also crashed. Weren't the airplane bros flying the first plane? I don't know. I'm actually not a huge history buff, believe it or not. But I can look it up. The Wright brothers. That was, yeah, 1903. Well, they made the first controlled sustained flight of an engine-powered, heavier-than-air aircraft with the Wright Flyer on December 17th, 1903. Hagenbeck Circus was bought by Wallace in 1907. So, oh, okay, so maybe they're saying Hagenbeck Wallace Circus, like, they're looking back on it, calling it that, but it probably wasn't called that yet. Oh, that's a different one. Guess there were a lot of circus train wrecks. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Animals. Well, I'm definitely going to look more into that. And fires, yeah, definitely. Thanks, Jen. Thanks for letting me know, because I don't have the thing beeping anymore. Here's one. I think think that's the one that I had just, yeah. Unless that's, did that not work? Yeah, that's the same one. This one. Oh, cool, I like the color. And this is the Hagenbeck Wallace Circus. Wow, that is killing my eyes there. The white on black. Cool. Oh, the pictures are so small, you can't zoom in. There you go. They're really pixelated. Oh, this one you can zoom in. The ladies' dressing room. Definitely should have been taking pictures of that. Aerialist Emma Wilson Maley Center. So it's possible that's the woman they watched in one of the shows. That is nuts that they could cart around all that stuff and all the animals and just keep packing and unpacking and packing and unpacking. The clowns. Oh, yikes. Oh, I don't know. That's just... the fact that it's all pixelated, too. That's horrifying. They all look so freaky. Look at this. They, like, lose their human features. This guy. Like, what's he holding? He looks like he's gonna kill us. What else? Sideshow. The band. And the tents. That is cool. 50 Beetlejuices, yeah. Clowns is why I don't like people in masks. Yeah, it's like what my dad always said this, like, clowns are scary because it's like, who's behind that? You know, like, I don't know. Wonder what this one's holding. These clowns are especially scary. I feel like vintage clowns are scarier than nowadays. Because they're, like, they're scary, but they weren't meant to be. Like, nowadays, I feel like when people dress up like a clown on Halloween, they're supposed to be creepy. But, like, I don't think they were going for creepy here. It just is. Like, this is terrifying. Ugh. Anyways. Do you know you can switch it to TIFF instead of JPEG when you print it to get a better quality? No, I didn't know that. It's hard sometimes, though, when something's already pixelated. It's like, if you try to do anything to it, it just gets worse. But I do come across a lot of pictures doing this kind of research that are, like, teeny tiny and awful quality, so I will definitely try that next time. I have to fix my printer, though. It's clogged or something. Got up at 6:40. This is the next day. Maybe those clowns were trying to be scary in a different way. Yeah, maybe. Who knows what their act was, but it's just something about them. Got up at 6:40, took Papa out to work. Helped with work at home all morning. Helped with dinner and dishes. Took a nap. Went over after Nelly with horse at... Does that say with horse or... Yeah, I think it does. With horse at 5:30? 3:30? 3:30. I mentioned this before in the beginning, but I don't think you guys were here. If Nancy or M, my new Patreon subscribers, are here, say hello, because I want to help you guys get into the Discord. I sent you a message on Patreon, but I haven't gotten an answer, so... you guys probably aren't here because you would have said hi, but just in case. We came over... Oh, no, hold on. I skipped a bunch of lines. We went and called... I know, I'm excited to have newbies, but they haven't popped into the Discord yet, so I messaged and nothing has happened, so I want to make sure they are getting some help if they need it. we went and called on Mary Wilson and Mrs. Dave Wilson. We have to plan our September meeting too, and both were not at home. We came over this side of river and stopped and then came home. Mama took Nellie up to Grandpa's. Speaking of diary detectives, have any of you read through the 5-year diary in order yet? Because I have to admit, I haven't read through it yet. When we were on our last live meeting with the Patreon subscribers, we've been reading through this diary. I don't think I have it down here, but it's a 5-year diary, and it's all jumbled up with the years. Like, it's not actually 5 years. It actually spans, like, a few decades. And we've been reading through it and typing through it together out of order because it's all jumbled. And then we got to about, what month are we at? Like, June or July? And we decided to... Now we're going to put it all in order and read through it. Yeah, I haven't read it because I've been, like, super busy starting school. I need to do that because it'll be really enlightening, I think. We've been kind of, like, just dealing with it being confusing because it was random. It'd be, like, 1900, or I don't even know. What's the earliest? Like, 1916, and then it's 1923, you know? So it's just jumping all over the place. So we can't really get a story. Yeah, she calls it the river. I think because it divides Waterloo, so it's just like that's the river, and her life went over the river. Went from, I don't know if it's East Waterloo to West Waterloo. I think it's more southern, but anyways, Mama took Nellie up to Grandpa's. I gotta find where I went. Okay, helped with and R and I went downtown. Oh, hold on. No. I got lost. Did I? Dave Wilson, we're not at home. We came up. Oh no, I got it and then came home. Mama took Nellie up to Grandpa's. Helped with supper. And R and I went downtown after supper. And saw Gertrude and Freeze, and then we walked around with them, and they came up with us. I don't know what that name is. Freeze went to bed at 12. That's the river. Yes, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And we have to remember she's not writing a diary so that we can understand what she's talking about. Sometimes I forget that too. Like, I think, like, why isn't she more specific? Well, she probably didn't mean for anybody to read this. So that's the river for her. And all Ralph has to say is that he got up at 6. I'm going to say 6:30 because Georgia said 6:40. And he just, I think, wrote 7:30 first and then changed it. Gertrude hasn't made a comeback yet. The name? Yeah, not quite. There are a lot of old names coming back. Gertrude I haven't encountered in my elementary teaching yet. June 7th. Got up at 8:40. Helped with dishes. Got ready. And Nellie and Harry, R and I went over the river to church and was not no church. So came back and heard Callan at Presbyterian. Went up to Grandpa's. I probably butchered that spelling. Went up to Grandpa's to dinner and came back, or came home at about 5. We sang and played. Ate popcorn. I like how she puts the hyphen. Popcorn. Ate popcorn a while after... Oh, come on. We came home. And then got ready and went to Methodist church to church. Went to PO, post office, and took a little walk. Visited till late. Went to bed at 11:30. A little shower in PM. Otherwise, a lovely day. Harry came in and surprised us. I don't know who Harry is. And yeah, I guess their church was closed, so they went to another church. But it's interesting because she doesn't usually even mention going to church at all. I mean, they definitely, like, her dad was involved in, I think it was the Methodist church in that town. But she doesn't, like, it's not like every Sunday she says she went to church, I don't think. She used to, in her 1895 diary, she always went to church with her grandpa. Or she'd be, like, staying with her grandpa and she'd go to church in Eagle Center, but it's interesting that she went to church so many times in one day. Okay. So for June 7th, Ralph also doesn't have many words for us. Clear, rain afternoon? Rain and afternoon? Or rain at noon? Oh no, your internet went out. I don't know. We haven't really done anything. We haven't come across anything too crazy today. Except the circus. You missed the circus. I'll tab over. Maybe you didn't miss it. I don't know how long ago that was. But they did go to the circus, and we found some pictures about the circus, some newspaper articles, and the craziest thing, this circus. So they went in June 1903. Okay, so you might have not heard this part then. They went in June of 1903, and then a couple of months later, in August of 1903, this circus suffered a catastrophic train crash. And, like, lots of people and some animals, unfortunately, died in the train crash. And there's, like, a lot of information about it online, so that's kind of horrible. But then we saw some pictures. We were talking about these creepy clowns. Really something. But yeah, that's basically, we're looking up the Wright brothers. I think that's the highlight so far of tonight's read. Got up at 8:30, shaved, and took a bath. Hi Grandma, I see you over there on YouTube. Okay, June 8th. Got up at 6:40. Helped with morning work. Helped with dinner and dishes. Worked on waist. And visited in PM. She's talking about either like a waistcoat or a waist shirt. Something like that. Piece of clothing. Went to train with Nellie and Harry in downtown. Helped with supper and dishes. Yeah, dinner means lunch. Mowed a little on the yard. She's also been mowing the lawn a lot. Went to bed at 10. Okay, Ralph. Oh, okay, Ralph doesn't write on the 8th. I think I'll read till the 10th. I'm very tired today, and I have kind of a headache, so I don't want to make that worse. I don't know if it's just because we went back to school and I'm not used to it, or if I'm getting sick already. That would not be fun. Ian had a little bit of a cold but he seems to be better. I don't know. Maybe it's just tired. I guess women mowed lawns back then. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the only other man in her family is her father, and he's a pretty busy man, so I guess she's mowing the lawn. We have a nice track record when we read these diaries. We have a lot of strong, independent women that we've gotten to read about, which is very nice. I know she talks about doing dishes all the time, but she's doing that because her family rents the house out, so she's not just a housewife. She gets around. She actually isn't even a housewife yet. She's not married, but she's helping her family and carting everybody around in her horse and buggy. Girls are ready for bed, too. Yeah. Got up at 6:40, helped do the morning work, helped with dinner and dishes. I like reading old handwriting, too. Sometimes it's tough, but it's a fun exercise, and learning the handwriting too. Like after a while, I can read this a lot quicker than when we first started reading her diary, because you just kind of get used to the patterns, and it's fun. Helped with washing, took horse and took Papa out north of town a ways. Went down to P.O. Nice day. Got supper. Yes, and squinting and backing up, and you're like, oh, wait, and it clicks. Yes, you got it. Have you been in here, Julie, before, or are you new? I love that moment. We get that a lot, especially with if it's a name or like an event. Sometimes even just a random word, but I feel like it always happens with a name because they're not as common, so it's harder to just guess it, and you can't really use any context clues, but it feels so good. New? Okay, awesome. You should come back. We come on every Thursday at 6 p.m. So I'm probably going to log off soon today because I'm feeling like a little bit under the weather, I guess. And like I saw when you mentioned squinting, like that's not helping right now, my headache. So I'll probably log off soon, but I come on every week and we read through the diary and we get to know the people. So we read the handwriting, which is fun, but then we also learn about the people who wrote it. So these are actually, well, this is one of the writers. This is Ralph. And then we don't have a picture of Georgia, who's writing this entry now, but Georgia will be his wife soon in December of 1903. Went to bed at 11:15. Worked on embroidery. Waist. Oh, I can't type. Jeanette went to Denver tonight. No idea who that is. Okay, and then Ralph did not write. You're welcome. Happy to answer any other questions. There's like a long history of these diaries. We actually read hers from 1895, and then we read one of his from 1901, and now we're reading both of theirs from 1903. So it's a little confusing because we're jumping between the two, but I figured since they both wrote one in 1903, I think it makes sense to read them together. Denver is so far away. Yeah, I wonder how long of a train ride that is from there. Got up at 6:30. And actually, I should write that down because in the newspaper back then, they kind of reported on anyone going anywhere. So they might mention that Jeanette went to Denver, but we don't have a last name or anything. Got up at 6:30. Ironed a while and done dishes. Took Mama to train as she went to visit. Thank you, Phil. Cute. It's so funny in old newspapers how they're like, someone went to Philadelphia to see her uncle. Yeah, I know. And I was just, last week we were talking about this kind of like, the newspaper also used to just like give everyone's address out all the time. Like anytime something happened, it would be like this person, and it'd be unrelated to their address. Like for example, I was doing some family research and I found some articles about my grandfather and his brothers. When they came over from Portugal, they went to, yeah, literally 123 Maple Street will be empty all week. Yep, exactly. When they came from Portugal, they went, the first day they went to school was a big deal. And they were in the newspaper the first day they went to school, and they didn't know any English, and it was like a cute little article. And they're, first of all, of course, they say where the boys live, the brothers. And then they mentioned like some classmate that was helping them. And they were like, oh, blah, 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 who's helping them, who lives at blah, blah, blah street. Like they gave the address of this random boy who had nothing to do. Like, it's just funny. Nowadays, like, everyone tries to guard their address with their life. Like, you don't want that information being given out. It's just funny. Like, yeah, exactly, though. Nowadays, and even I don't know if I was talking about it on here or with somebody else, but now when you, like, are going to have a baby, the doctors tell you not to even put out, like, a baby balloon because, people are targeted so much. I don't know if they're targeted more now or if there's just, like, people are more aware of signs that give away, like, oh, there's a baby here, come and take my baby, or oh, my house is going to be empty for a week. Like, you don't even want to post on Facebook when you go on vacation until after. It's, yeah. Yes, the back to school poster. I've seen a lot of posts about that too. And it's true. You don't want to be putting your kid's full name, school, teacher, and age on there. But people, it's sad because you should be able to just share what you want, but you gotta unfortunately think of how could somebody use this information to do something bad, And it's not that there was no crime. Maybe it was less sophisticated. And if you think about it, like nowadays, if you, like, let's say someone horrible is going to go kidnap a baby because they see the newborn balloon outside the house, they could take off in a car and wherever, a plane or a train. They have more of a chance of getting away, where I guess in 1903 when they posted that you had a new baby and this is your address, they can't really get very far without being caught, and you kind of know everybody. But still, I don't know. Jim, who is the great-grandson of the Weatherman Diaries that we read, he was talking about how his father, and this is in my interview with him that I did like over a year ago, so I don't remember exact details, but his father as a kid was kidnapped. And he doesn't really know any details about it. Like, his dad never talked about it, but I guess he was kidnapped and then somehow he was found and returned to his family, but he didn't talk about it ever. So, crime did happen. I mean, that wasn't in 1903, but we're kind of vigilant now because we have so much info about the world's news. Yeah, that's true, and crime. And we have the internet, which is a whole nother way that people can take advantage of you. Global in seconds, exactly. It's not a local newspaper society anymore. That's true. Yeah, because the only people reading, I guess, your address, even though, like, there's a lot of people. I was going to say the only people that can see your address and that you're out of town are the people around you, but, like, still. I don't know. I wonder when they stopped doing that. There must have been an uptick in crime. House burglaries. Took Mama to train as she went to visit Sowers at Marble. Oh, I know who that is. That's the Reverend. That's the Reverend that officiated her wedding, I think. Oh, where is the article? Here. Yeah. Reverend L.H. Sowers, or Soares of Marble Rock. So that's him. Cool. Ironed again. Got dinner and done dishes. Went to office. And done some typewriting. That's her dad's engineering office. Went downtown. Got supper and done dishes. Chet and Myrtle called a while. Hold on, I'm going to make a note to myself, something I want to look up. Gas pump's not letting you pump first, pay after. Like you did what? Huh? Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. I didn't read the other comments, that's why. Also, today everything's global in seconds. Also probably depends on the city versus town, because I know my hometown just had an uprising over gas pumps not letting you pump first. Oh. Pump first, then pay after. Yeah. Everyone knew each other, even in big cities. Yeah, it's true. That's okay, Nikki. I am going to be probably logging off soon, because I've got a little headache. But I'll show you, there was one very interesting entry where they went to the circus. So we found pictures. This is the circus that they went to, the Wallace brothers. So this is like an advertisement illustration from them. And then we did find out that, unfortunately, a few months after they went to go see the Wallace brothers show, oh, this is just their clowns, sorry. Trigger warning. A few months after they went to go see the show, the trains for that circus crashed, and unfortunately, like, a lot of people died, and animals. So that's sad. Yeah, clown warning. There was, when we were reading through, was it the Weatherman Diaries or was it this one? There was a picture, someone's grandmother, and it was like an old grainy picture, and it was like scary. It's this one. When I first found this picture, I was so excited because I found Georgia's grandmother, like a picture of her, but I had to like give a trigger warning before I showed it because it was like it was so zoomed in and so pixelated, and I was like, it's actually really scary. It's like a jump scare. Okay, I lost my train of thought. If I was like halfway through saying something, let me know. But Chet and Myrtle called a while. Worked on my waist. My brain is like fried. It was a long day at work. It's the first couple weeks of school, so it just is more exhausting than normal. Got up in night and let Ralph in as he came. She let Ralph in? Is Ralph spending the night? Or is she just letting him into... Ralph is her fiance. Still no mention of wedding planning. No, and hi, Emily. Good to see you. No mention of wedding planning. Interesting. Let's see what he has to say. Maybe he just got home late. He did, yeah. He got home at 1:50. No, nothing too juicy, unfortunately. June 10th. Got up at 7. Went to... Oh, he's in class again. Random. Went to astronomy and to chemistry lab. He didn't write about returning to Mount Vernon, so that's why it threw me off. Till noon, except chapel. Also, 1 to 6. He's got to be graduating soon. Finished cement analysis. Worked on thesis after supper till 11 and took train to Waterloo. Arrived at 1:50. Received suit. Doesn't say if it fit him. Wonder if his suit is for graduation, maybe. Ralph sounds like he's giving an alibi statement. Yeah, actually, you're not the first person to say that. He is very matter of fact. I went here with this person, and then I went here from this time to this time, and then I had this class from this time to this time. You went down the circus rabbit hole. Nice. Great Wallace merged to make Hagenbeck, or Hagenbeck Wallace. Sold 2 more times. Yeah, I feel like that's a thing with circuses. And I base all of my circus knowledge on the book and the movie Water for Elephants, so maybe that's not like completely accurate, but it seems like a lot of circuses, like, they went under and then were acquired by other circuses. Like in that movie, they would like abandon the circus, and I'm sure the movie is based like on factual, like, you know, based on, what am I trying to say? Like, what is the genre? Not nonfiction, but like just based on a true story, I guess is what I'm thinking of. It's not like maybe the actual circuses they mentioned weren't real. I don't know if they were. I don't even remember what they were, but the idea of that, like, if the circus wasn't doing well, people abandoned it, and then another circus would come down the train tracks and, like, swallow it all up and take all of the stuff and the performers and recruit them. So were circuses like every vice under a 10? Yeah, I think so, yeah. I don't really know, but I think so. Much different than circuses nowadays, I feel like. Had a total of 16 elephants, pared down to 12, hit by an empty loop train in 1917. Oh man, they eventually sold to Ringling Brothers. Yeah, I feel like Ringling Brothers bought all of them up. That would be something. I could go down a rabbit hole. I want to read a book about circuses. And it didn't help that the movie took place. Yes, that's true too. So maybe that wasn't like, it was in the Great Depression, during the Great Depression. So maybe it wasn't like always like that, and it was more during the Great Depression that was a thing. But still, it seems like a lot of, like, if a circus wasn't doing well, I would assume a better circus, a bigger circus would, like, buy them up. We had monkeys in my area growing up, and one of the theories that it was an abandoned circus. Like, wild monkeys? That's cool and weird. Well, it depends where you are. I don't know where you live, so it'd be weird if we were here and there were monkeys running around. Got up at 6:30, got breakfast. Florida, yeah, that's weird. But I feel like monkeys could survive in Florida because it's kind of jungly. Only in Florida. When growing up, there was a person who lived down the street from me, like a few streets over, and they had a pet monkey, and their pet monkey wore a diaper, and that was like a point of, like, a landmark in town. Like, we could tell anyone, oh, it's like right near the monkey house, and everyone would know what we were talking about. But it was actually because there's also a zoo, like, not in my town, but right next, like, bordering it. And I think those people were, like, affiliated with the zoo. And it was, I don't know why there was a monkey in their house, but I think it had to do with that. This is a very dishes heavy entry. Okay, great. Here we go. Juicy. Got breakfast and done dishes. Done up all work. Got dinner and done dishes. I like how she says that, done dishes. Done some mending. Took horse to shop to be shoed. Yeah? Shoed? Kind of looks like it says shod. But I think what is shod? Is shod a thing? Is that a thing? I don't know anything about horses either. There was a lion sanctuary in the neighborhood. Oh man, like, oh no, that's Tiger King. Different. Tell me about what shod means. Putting shoes on them? Well, wouldn't that be called shoes? I don't know. Took horse to shop to be shod. Went downtown. Past tense of shoot? Really? Went downtown and to office. Huh. Went downtown and to office. I guess I would have thought it would be shooed, like SHOED, but who am I? And to office. A while. Then went after horse. Went to train for Mama and took her to Grandpa's. Went to office after Ralph and after Mama and home. Then over river to shoe store and home. Helped with supper. Went for a little horseback ride with Albert. Albert is her cousin. Played flinch a while. Went to bed at 11. Alright, let's see. Did Ralph write on June 11th? Yeah, this will be my last one for tonight, I think. And actually, before I log off, well, I guess right after I log off, I'll make a little Google form. Or no, we don't do that anymore. I'll do like a poll in the Discord for the Patreon people for our virtual meeting for this month, because September is already like flying by. I'm putting it on my list. I need to stay on top of that, because then it's like halfway through the month and I'm like, crap. Clear, cool, got up at 7 and went to office, worked till noon on thesis and testing, also in PM. Oops, in PM. Georgia went riding and I took some pictures, which we developed. See, I want to see those pictures. Yes, Emily Jinx. Which we developed. Went to bed at 10. All right, I'm going to call it quits for tonight. I'm starting to like go cross-eyed. So I will be on next Thursday, so the 12th. I already made a live event that you can sign up for on my page if you want to. Some people say it doesn't tell them when I go live, even if they sign up. So if you really want to be here, you can join my Discord. I have a free Discord where I just send announcements and reminders. And then I also have the Patreon Discord, which has like more in-depth stuff. You could also just put it in your calendar. Some people do that. And it's nice. I really like having people who come back every week because it makes it more interactive and interesting. Sorry, I was a little like under the weather today. I feel like I was a little sluggish, but it's good to see you guys. That's okay, Maria. It's no pressure, but Claude's doing good. I don't know where he is. He was on the floor when I started. He was like laying down. He's probably laying near his food bowl, sad because he ate it all. Thanks, Emily. Hopefully I'm not sick. Hopefully it's just like tired headache thing, but we'll see. All right, bye everybody. Have a good night. Good night, Grandma. I see you on YouTube. I have the chat up now. Last week I have forgotten to display it, so peace out. Bye.